Today I'm going to teach my break to Carolyn the Teenage Queen. This is going to be a very different break, well, depending on how you see it. It's certainly different than Sammy Sheeler's break, but it's fairly scrugsy, mostly scrugsy. But before we begin, let's get in tune. Beautiful weather out today, sunshine. Hope you have a good day, and I hope this makes your day better. Start with the first string. Second string. Third string. Fourth string. And the fifth string. One, two, 1, 2, 3. Listen to that again. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Alright, you can see it's different than Sammy Sheeler's break. Probably the signature lick in Sammy's break is this modal. Iterations of that. That's where it would feature at the end, and this is very different than that. This break follows the words and the melody line much more closely, and because there's a lot of lower notes, predominantly on the third and fourth strings of the banjo, you have to develop a slightly different technique of accenting the notes to make them stand out. Because unless you really crank the banjo head tight or lower the tailpiece or use a really, really thin bridge, you're not going to get a whole lot of definition or as much as you would need on a tune like this, which is played pretty loud wherever I've gone and played this. I don't think anybody plays this fairly quietly. This is definitely a stomping tune, and you need all the definition you can get. So this is also the reason why I'm demonstrating this isn't just to show the different break, but to demonstrate a new technique of how to accent the notes. Here's how you might play that without this accenting technique. When I was pushing 30, she was in her teens. Oh, how she loved me, those pretty teenage queens. You have to play them at. So you're really forcing the accent. It's in musical notation, it would be a little wedge, either vertical or horizontal over the note, for those of you using tablature. And you want to almost over accentuate some of these notes so that they stand out from the roll, the mix that they're in. Most melody on banjo takes place on the first two strings, the B and the D, and those strings, due to the mechanics of the banjo, are louder, or they have a sound power that the ear hears a little bit more easily. So, but the melody of the song takes place on the third and fourth strings predominantly, so you have to try a little bit more to make that stand out. Now I'll play it my way again with this accentuation, and you'll hear the difference. And sing along too if you need to hear how the break emulates Don Rigsby's vocals, and yeah. There it is, particularly right there. Really hitting the third string hard on that. Slowly. Those pretty teenage queens. Without accentuation, it would sound like this. As opposed to. All right, now let's play my break very slowly so you can see what's going on with the fretting hand. And now we'll focus on the left hand a little bit here so you can see what's going on. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. You can really see it there on the index finger, which hits the third string before the fourth string on the very end of the break. What you're trying to do is time the melody notes to happen when they're sung with the emphasis they're sung with in the vocal, while still retaining the fill so you can determine the chords of the song, because the chords happen at an odd time in the song a little bit with where the melody notes are sung, and so it helps to get some of that, the C note, although that does not feature in the actual melody, to get in that to enrich the sound. So after I'm hitting the third string there, hitting a very slight passing tone there on the C note on the second string. So you're still preserving the melody. Now, the melody takes place on the fourth string predominantly. I'm adding a G tone or a passing tone, but the melody knows those pretty teenage teens. All right, let's do it again slowly, one more time. You can hear that again. Let's play that even slower. proved helpful. And let's play it up to speed one more time so you can hear it in context. 1, 2, 3, 4. Need to learn how to count better than that. 1, 2, 3. Alright, I hope this proved useful. Hope it gave you some new techniques to work on. This is something I've been working on for a couple of years now, where I try to craft my banjo playing to emulate the melody, not only the notes, but the timing of the notes when they're actually sung with the human voice, as opposed to them more conveniently occurring in the roll. In other words, I'm crafting the roll around the melody notes, not putting the melody notes where they conveniently land within the context of a banjo roll. I think this helps the banjo emulate a singer better, and when you learn this, I found that when I play banjo behind people with vastly different singing styles, if you learn how to play to where you can place the notes accurate to the way a person is singing, I've become more confident in my banjo playing as a result, to the degree where I'm not relying as much on patterns that Crow or Scruggs or others might have used. I'm actually relying on more the singer that I'm with. Obviously that takes a little bit of time, and the more time you can spend listening to someone sing, you can apply this more effectively. But even in jamming, where I only have maybe a few minutes to a few hours with someone, this technique involves more careful listening. But when you can employ it properly, I think that it frees up your banjo playing, both to be less attached or to sound less like players who've gone before you, but still within the genre of Scruggs and Crow, which I think is kind of cool. So hopefully this proved useful, hopefully this proved helpful, and thanks for watching.